guys, today we will see about while loop in Python. So the while loop allows us to code a set of instructions to be carried out repeatedly for as many times as a given condition is true. Python has two kinds of loop, a while loop and a for loop. This video will explain about while loop. We will get to for loop next. So let's start about while loop. While loops are kind as same to if statement in that they only do something if a certain condition is true. But the difference is if the condition is true, an if statement will carry out instructions one then continue on rest of code. A while loop on other hand will repeat itself again and again until the condition becomes false. A while loop needs to have something that changes each time it executes, otherwise it will never be stopped and execute uh, infinite time. So while loops are often used with a counter, an increment or decrement number. Like this we will going to see example about a basic example about while loop. So we will take a variable name and set it to 0, and next we will type while and a bracket. So inside that bracket we will give a condition. So let's say we will give a condition counter is less than 10. So same we use colon, so here we will also use colon. So now it will auto indent the while loop body. So we will simply print that counter. So now if we try to test it, so it will never be stopped as we haven't changed that condition variable, so it will never be stopped. So we have to change something, so it will so that condition will be false after a certain execution each time printing counter value. So let's say we will add we will update the value of counter by adding 1 to that previous value of counter. So it will update counter by adding 1 each time it will execute. So now if we run it, we will see it will print from 0 1 2 3 up till 9, as when it reaches 10, 10 is less than 10. So 10 is not less than 10, it 10 is equal to 10. So this condition become false and it will terminate the loop. So that's basic example that how we use while loop in Python. So next thing we will see about loop, that how we can break the loop if we want to break the loop early before that condition becomes false. So we have a break statement. So by using that break statement we can break out that loop before this condition becomes false. So let's say we want to break that loop if the value of counter becomes 6. So if counter is equal to 6, we will tell the by using Python we will tell our program that to break out of that loop if that counter is equal to 6. So we will simply type that break statement. So what will this do when the counter value becomes 6? It will break the loop. Just simply run it out and you will see it prints counter up to 5. So after 5 the value of counter becomes 6, so this condition becomes true and it will break out of that loop. So that's how we use a break statement if we want to break that loop before this condition becomes false. So break statement is very handy statement while you will practice some basic program by using while loop. So you can see the main advantages of that break loop when you will practice a few basic while loop practice programs. So next thing we will go uh, go through about else part. So how we can use else part with while loop. So uh, as we use else part along with if statement, Python also allows us to add else part to your loop. This is same as using else with an if statement. It lets you to specify what to do when if condition becomes false. So we will add a else part, and in that else part we will just write loop ends. So simply we have print a message loop ends. So after printing that value up till 9, it says loops end. But uh, this will only be executed if this condition will become false. But if that condition become not false, this else part will not be executed. So we can say same way we will uh, break the loop by using break statement before that condition become false. Then we will see that this else part will not be executed. So let's say if counter is equal to 5, now break the loop. So run it. So after printing 4, we haven't seen that message loops end. This is because that actually this condition is not become false. We have break the loop by using break statement if this condition becomes true. So we have to keep mind that this else part will only be executed if this condition become false. So here 5, when counter value becomes 5, so 5 is less than 10. So this condition is still true. So this will not be executed. So to execute that else part, this condition must become false. So uh, that's we use you will see these else part also by practicing few uh, basic Python programs. So next thing we will see about Python is we have to take care about positioning that counter. A common mistake that new programmers make is putting the counter increment in the wrong place. Of course, you can put it anywhere within your loop. However, you have to take care about that position can affect the output. If I place that counter before printing value, so you can see uh, now it starts from 1 but and ends up to 5, but if I put that counter plus 1 after printing the value, so notice that it starts from 0 and ends up to 4. So that's how positioning of that counter matters in output shape. So you have to take care about where to position of your counter variable. So that's it for while loop. We have talked about while loop, how while loop work in Python, and we see using else part with while loop. We have also seen see about break statement in while loop, that how we use break statement to break the loop before this condition becomes false. And we also see that uh, this positioning of counter variable matters in output. So that's it for today. So we'll come to you in next video with new Python concept. Today, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next upload. Bye bye.